Hi, welcome back. So today I'm going to be unboxing one of these switches, Flex switches from UniFi. It's an 8-port switch with 10 gigabit and a 10 gigabit SFP plus. All of these 8 ports are 2.5. And yeah, let's get to it. I don't want to take too much time. I normally do not even unbox these switches myself. Usually touch the enterprise kind of stuff. We have a level with a bubble. You're going to be attaching this to the wall. Nothing in a box. And here is the packaging for the switch. We have a warranty. We have screws with anchors. We have the mounting bracket for the wall to the switch. 2 security points right here. And here is the switch. So these switches are considered to be utility switches. So you install them somewhere like in a utility closet or somewhere not in the rack basically. But you can still put them in the rack on the shelf if you have a shelf if needed. Some of these switches even have a feature like PoE in, so you can energize the switch from one of the PoE ports instead of using a power supply if needed. And this is quite nice. They're also sealing off with the protection door, the SFP cage here. You don't want any dust to get in there compared to the Ethernet ports. So yeah, all of these are 2.5 gigabit. This one is 10 gigabit maximum, and it goes all the way down to 100 megabits if needed. As for the SFP, this only does 1 gigabit or 10 gigabit. You have your DC input, 54 volts, and you have your restart button. And it looks like you have your power indication here. And this is a combo port, by the way. That's why it says combo. You can only use one of these ports. You cannot use them all at the same time. And by the way, this actually supports PoE in. This is a perfect feature I was talking about earlier, actually. You can energize the switch from another upstream switch. Really clean design. I like the build quality of these UniFi switches. So here's our mounting bracket. And it just slides in like so. This side or this other side. So you can mount this on a wall. So if this is a wall, you can mount it like this. This is the top, this is the bottom of the floor. You can mount it like this or like this if needed. Never mount a switch where the ports are facing to the ceiling, because that's how you get dust in here and you'll have problems in the future. If you have to mount it like this, where this is the floor horizontally, if you want to mount it horizontally, mount it so the ports are facing towards the wall, not towards the ceiling, because you don't want to get dust. As for vertical mounting, once again, this switch is designed to be mounted vertically like this or this way. That's why the bracket has these hooks. So the hooks are looking upwards. When you slide this, the gravity pulls down the switch and the switch gets secured. These are really sturdy mounting hardware. Now let's talk about PoE profiles. All of these support PoE Plus as a maximum profile for power delivery. That is basically 48 watts per port. But your power supply has to be a proper power supply to provide enough power for the whole switch in order to provide enough energy for these ports. Now, speaking of power for the switch, here's the power supply for the switch. This one is a 210 watt power supply. And this is the maximum capacity or wattage power supply is officially sold for this switch. But before that, I want to see if I can energize this switch using the upstream switch I have in my rack. So this is PoE in. This also could be used as an upstream port. So let's see if it gets energized. It does, as you can see. We have power, we have LED lights glowing on the Ethernet port. So this switch is being energized by the upstream power supply, which is perfect and ideal for utility switches like this one. So you can have this somewhere in your building, somewhere in your office, not in a rack. You have a single Ethernet port in the wall, and you can, using the switch, you can get 8 more ports that will provide PoE output as well, depending how much PoE input you're providing to this switch. That's why this particular input supports PoE+++. which is maximum 78 watts. Now let's unbox the power supply for this switch. It's 210 watts output, but it's probably takes slightly more on input side because efficiency is not perfect on power supplies, as you know. So here's the power supply. You can also attach this to the wall, I believe. Yep, here's the bracket. You get screws and anchors. And these anchors are actually good. UniFi gives you, or Ubiquiti gives you good anchors in my experience. Manual, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing much in the box. Let's put some of these back. So yeah, that's the bracket. Pretty straightforward. You attach it. Floor is that way, ceiling is that way. You attach it and you just slide the power supply in using these rails. Before that, let me unbox the power supply. Or unwrap it technically, not unbox it. There we go. So you can slide this, looks like, from any kind of angle. You can slide it from this angle. Clicks in. Here are the screws. Obviously, you attach the bracket first. And then you slide your power supply in. Oh man, that's difficult. And you can do the same thing from this other side. Here's your 3 pins, pretty standard power supply here connection for the AC side. This one is attached, you cannot disconnect it. So careful not to damage this. And here's your standard DC barrel jack, pretty much. That is quite difficult. Let's put this back in a box. Here's the cord. It's also white, just like the power supply. Okay, so I want to see something. I want to see if this switch supports redundancy. So, like I already showed, this is downstream port for the upstream switch. So I can connect the upstream switch to this downstream switch, and it gets energized and we have power. Same time, I should be able to connect the DC power supply. Give it a few minutes for the negotiation process to complete. The power supply, for the switch to realize there's a power supply connected here. And let's unplug the Ethernet port and see if it stays energized. Yep, it stayed energized. Connect back the Ethernet port. Have the negotiation process finished or started. I have nothing so far. Nothing. No negotiation process. But let's unplug the DC jack anyway. See what happens. Oh wait, there it is. Negotiation has started it. Let's unplug DC jack, see if it stays energized. And it cuts off right away. But then after a few seconds, as you can see, it starts getting energized from the switch, upstream switch port. So there is redundancy, but it's not perfect. It takes a few seconds for the switch to start taking power from the Ethernet port. Maybe we needed to give more time for the switch to start taking power from the Ethernet port. Maybe in the future firmware updates, they will address this issue, but who knows? If they don't mention this in the spec table, then this is technically not a feature in the first place. But most people will energize these switches with their upstream switch if they have an upstream switch with enough wattage to power this whole switch, basically. But that's basically it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.